Welcome in, folks. Happy Saturday here in this beautiful, hot month of June. And this is the Side Hustle Podcast exclusive Let's Fix It series. We are back, myself, Kyle Cornell, and Double A Anthony Alford. You can tell from the podcast this past week he's changed his wardrobe completely. And by that, the top button came off. But other than that, happy to have you, buddy.
My other clothes are drenched. Let's move on, okay?
It's wet.
I'm sweating. It's hot.
It's hot.
I'm kidding.
It's hot.
Got a big day.
We gotta fix some shit today, don't we?
We do. These guys. This is the guy in the middle. That's Karrion Kross. The rest of them, they're all known as the Final Testament. And you may say, wait a minute, they're on television. Yeah, but it's week to week whether or not they make Hulu. Whether or not they make it week to week on Raw. The goal of this series is, of course, hey, you got issues. We're here to solve it before you get released. So
again.
So there it is. So Kyle has legitimate things to really break this thing down. But I want to go first real quick because I'm going to make this real short and sweet on my end.
I love Karrion Kross with a K and a C in there. That was funny.
Uh-huh.
Karrion Kross.
Yeah. Yeah. So, number one, who are you?
I'm Kyle.
Number two, what do you do here?
I do the podcast.
Number three, why should I care?
Because you also do the podcast.
Who are you guys again?
We're Double A and Kyle.
Thank you. And number five, Scarlett is a star. Get her away from this.
I kind of wish she was next to us, but go ahead.
Oh, the whole point of this series, there are certain people, there are certain companies, certain things that we thoroughly care about, but are just misguided. And then I think Karrion Kross and the Final Testament fall in the other category, Kyle, which is worse, which is the some people simply don't care category. That's the danger zone. That's the, we have to release some people who's on the chopping block. And it's the, wait a minute, these guys have all the talent in the world, but what is wrong? The only person that I am like, okay, this person is a superstar and you could do something with this person no matter what, whether it's with this group or by themselves, is Scarlett. And that's the only one. So, Kyle, your steps are going to hopefully lead to maybe elevating either Karrion Kross or the entire group. And that's why we made it a point that it could be him individually, it could be him and Scarlett, or it could be as a group. Because when I look at this group, Pete, if you don't mind, if we can go back to the two-shot, or actually, let me go back to the last slide. When I look at this group, okay, AOP has the shoulder pads, but AOP doesn't fit with, I guess,
I think
with Kross.
They fit. It's just, it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't. And then who's the guy behind you, Kyle?
Paul Ellering.
Yeah.
He's like a world famous manager. He's been around for a long time.
I know he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, so he's not really the problem. He just kind of doesn't talk as much.
But he's not being utilized.
Yeah.
It feels like he's miscast.
Well, he was with AOP before, and they were doing well.
It almost feels like you got elements of this group when they're separated. I guess it works. But then collectively, when you put them together as a core group,
go ahead.
It's not working.
What a coincidence! Because my first thing on the Let's Fix It, if we can. Oh, nice transition. Split Kross from the group and disappear for a few months. So can't miss you if you don't go away. Whatever happened to that group? Did they give up on Karrion Kross again? What's going on? Is he released? So am I going to see something on Twitter tomorrow? What the fuck's happening?
To be clear, you will want the group to still be on television for a few months, but Kross to go away.
No, I want them all to go away.
Okay.
But mainly I want something to happen where Kross is... There's a clean break.
Gotcha.
AOP can be a great tag team with Paul Ellering. He can be their mouthpiece. They can kind of still win a couple tag championships. They have that kind of ability. They're both strong as hell. They're both, badasses, that kind of thing. Kross needs to be on his own, so to speak. So first things first, like I said, get him away from this group thing. He needs to have these people around him, all that kind of stuff. Because one, they're not doing any of his bidding for him. If he's the leader of the group, you want the people that follow you, that decided to join you, to take care of some stuff for you. The Judgment Day with Rhea and Damian Priest, they have interference. They run interference. They do those kind of things. You don't get that a lot with this group. It doesn't feel like they're doing that in that role. So get rid of just hey, it's okay. Some gimmicks don't work. Toss it out. Then you bring them back. And I want it's some people like him with the hair, but I want bald Karrion Kross back. I want mean Karrion Kross back. I want him to embrace, and I told you about this before, I think it's the biggest thing with him. He looks like a big, strong, angry, like, biker.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like if you walk up to him in a bar, he's going to just punch the shit out of you. Like, just hit you right in the face.
Yeah.
I want that Karrion Kross. I put down a mix, essentially, between kind of like biker Undertaker, with like that stoic and the ability to talk, though, and still say a few things, and kind of like how they're presenting Braun Breaker. Yeah. Where he's just a world beater.
Yeah.
Because the guy can wrestle. He can do a lot
but
of
he
good
looks
stuff.
like that character looks like they belong in your neighborhood bar.
He looks like he's the guy that goes to the Planet Fitness 8 days a week. He invented another day.
Yeah.
And he shows up.
He's doing 2 a days at Planet Fitness.
Exactly, that kind of thing. And he's obviously he's got the girl too and all that stuff. I mean, you can do that and have him be that kind of persona. But I also do think, as you misspelled Kross twice now in this thing, which is awesome.
That's how much I don't care about him.
Double K.
That's how much.
Paul Heyman.
Make me care enough to where I could delete the letter from your name.
Well, you would care about Paul Heyman being with somebody.
I do. Yes.
I think Paul Heyman is gonna need life after the Bloodline at some point because of where this is going.
What, is Solo gonna scare him to death?
Well, at this point, maybe. I think Paul may have crapped himself multiple times on national TV at this point.
True.
But like he needs a new project. I think Paul's got the ability and the ego to be able to try and pull someone like Karrion Kross off.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How would you convince Paul Heyman? And the answer can't be, well, I told you to do it. How can you convince Paul Heyman? How can you sell Paul Heyman on the Karrion Kross character?
Look at him. He's got everything. But for some reason, this guy cannot get over. One, what would you do? Two, we think he'd be a really good idea because he's a younger star that we kind of want to see make it. And Paul has represented people that have not made it. Curtis Axel, he's done some of that stuff.
That was the first name I thought of was Curtis
So
Axel.
what's the problem with giving Paul the opportunity to work with this guy on a day-in, day-out basis and try and build his ass up? I mean, he can be the mouthpiece for him and for Scarlett.
Now I'm interested.
I know you are.
Now I'm interested.
Because Scarlett is part of this too. We talked about the group, but she is kind of attached because her and Karrion are married in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Let her wrestle. A lot. Let her be her own person. Not this valet bullshit. If you've watched Scarlett wrestle before, you know she can. And she's good. And she looks the way she does. Obviously, she can talk too. But she needs to be active in the women's division. And this is why there needs to be a mid-card women's championship.
I think that's a huge deal.
The women's intercontinental champion, that's perfect for her. Whatever it is. However you want to name it. Doesn't matter. There is a prime Logan Paul opportunity to do something with her beyond just be the eye candy, walk out, cool entrance, whatever. Because she's got skill.
Speaking of candy, let's listen in a word from B.A. Sweeties.
Gotta love B.A. Sweetie.
Oh, yeah.
Little sweet.
I got one of the mini mascots, by the way. Got him right here.
It's the Side Hustle Sloth, courtesy of B.A. Sweetie. Hey, they're on sale now, by the way, too.
I know.
Tom was telling us he got like 600 or 700 of them in
I
not too long ago.
know. He's
So
like,
get
hey,
yourself
take
a
this one.
sloth, son. Get
And-
yourself a sloth.
And you can take the hood. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can take the hood there,
Strip
too.
tease from the sloth? This is a kid's show.
Man, but this is good stuff there. Of course, B.A. Sweeties, check them out. Of course, largest candy store in the world. Largest candy store in the world. If you're here locally here in Cleveland, come on down. Right off 480 Ridge Road exit, Brook Park Road. Make that left turn and head right into
Look
B.A. Sweeties. You'll see the lollipop.
for the lollipops.
You'll see the lollipop.
Yep.
And if you're from out of town, come here to Cleveland and check out B.A. Sweeties.
And Tom talked about it over at B.A. Sweetie. Yeah, he said, hey, 20% of our business is from people that over 100 miles away. They come from far and wide to go. Not just because of the slots, obviously, but also because of the candy and all the great things you can do there. Mini golf. They got the soda shop up front. Gourmet popcorn. Again, 30 different kinds. I had the Buffalo Ranch popcorn last week, dude. Fantastic.
I
So
know.
good.
Really good.
That sloth looks damn good on top of that mic stand.
I know. This is nice.
And B.A. Sweetie looks good on us. We
It
appreciate
does.
him.
It does.
Yeah.
It's great for the community.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
for the community as well. So definitely check it out. Get some great ice cream. Get outside. It's hot, right? So get outside.
Hot.
Get
Hot in this church.
some,
Shit.
Get some great ice cream.
Lord.
Definitely make that happen. So your first points you mentioned before the break, split Kross from the group, basically disappear for a little bit, retool, rebuild, kind of go from there. Embrace the badass character. Embrace this
None
is
of the
who you are.
tarot card bullshit. Not the smoke and all the we're spooky. Like, there's enough of that. We have the Wyatt family back, the Wyatt six pack. We don't need that kind of stuff. We need you to be what you look like, and what I think honestly is probably his natural personality is just kind of like an asshole. Just be that way. Just do it. Embrace it. And I guarantee you, people will start to resonate because when you're more like yourself. Look at people like Sami Zayn, CM Punk, those kind of guys. They get over, not because they look like you, they don't. It's because they have the personality and they embraced themselves and turned it up.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. It doesn't feel like it feels like he's playing a character.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like he's playing himself.
Right.
Put him with Paul Heyman and Scarlett. I like that as a pairing. Put him with Scarlett. Have Paul Heyman.
Paul's never represented a woman. Not in
That
WWE.
is 100% true.
What would that mean for her to have Paul in her corner? The wise man goes to talk to Scarlett, and she's got his ear now. Like, he's pulling stroke.
Who's the best speaker in the women's division right now? Whether active or injured, who's the best talker in the women's division? I would say Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
And I know she's injured, but I would say Rhea Ripley.
I think she's the most over. I don't know if she's the best talker.
Alexa, if she comes back.
She has that ability, but even then, that's a tough question. That requires some
So
thought.
I think to your point about Paul Heyman, automatically as a mouthpiece to Scarlett in the women's division, to find a few women who can stand up to Paul, and of course, because Scarlett can talk too.
Rising tide lifts all boats.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right, so you got the last point here. I think would be huge.
He's focusing more on destruction and starting with the mid card and working your way to the main event, kind of like an organic story, as opposed to because you don't have that that star, right? You don't have that persona of I need to be here. When he debuted on SmackDown, he attacked Drew McIntyre, if you remember all those years back, and put the hourglass in front of Roman Reigns. What the fuck happened with that?
They
Nothing.
got canceled.
Well, that's the problem. You can't shoot for the stars right away because you might land on the moon. So work your way, obviously, to that scenario by going after the U.S. title.
Well, right
That
now
kind of
he's
thing.
going after the New Day.
Yeah,
Would that count?
Kind of, yeah.
It feels like you're an intimidating guy. There's no disrespect to New Day, but all the characters.
Woods is going to break. at some point. Because
well, yeah, but what I'm saying,
but
though,
yeah.
it's like all the characters out there, I'm going after Xavier Woods.
So he's not going after Woods. He's trying to get Woods to realize his potential because he's the only one that hasn't been really at the forefront of the group. Big E, injury ruined it, but he was going to be a multi-time champion.
Right, and
Right?
then Kofi,
Kofi
of
obviously
course,
had
with
his run.
Mania. Mm-hmm.
He's like, all these guys have had your time in the sun, but you've never been really afforded the opportunity. I mean, you've had a couple maybe
So,
Intercontinental title matches,
I
but
guess for I promise I'm not trying to be a hater of the Kross character. I just don't understand. I guess what is his motivation? Is he intentionally trying to turn the group against each other?
I think he sees a lot of himself in Woods from a standpoint of, I've been overlooked. I haven't been put in the front. I don't want more people to suffer the way I do, so I'm trying to reach out and help you and give you a platform to be able to show that frustration in a different side of yourself.
Okay, so
Because Woods has never really presented himself as like, other than when they first started as the New Day when they were heels.
Right.
He's been a babyface for the past decade.
So I'm not saying this will happen, but would it be an improvement to the group if Xavier Woods was a part of Final Testament?
I don't know if that's the ultimate goal.
Okay.
I think a lot of it's also just chaos too with Karrion, but at the same point, I mean, I would like to see what Woods can do when he's taken more seriously and not coming out of giant cereal boxes and shaking his ass everywhere.
He's
It'd be kinda fun.
He's had opportunity, like when he was running for King of the Ring.
Yeah, but even
he
then,
had a week. He had a week where he took himself seriously.
this is an opportunity to show a different side of him that his other guys that have been in that group have already done. We've seen Big E get serious. We've seen Kofi get serious. We haven't seen Woods really embrace it and go with it for a while. This is an opportunity. I like the story, but overarching with Kross, he could still do that kind of stuff and be in this role. And I think that is kind of squarely in the lower mid-card, up like mid-card-ish level. Start there and build on these stories. Maybe you find somebody that's similar in the upper mid-card, the main event. Maybe there's a main eventer. Like, you know, maybe he talks about LA Knight, one of those guys that, like, yeah, no pun intended. Yeah, you've had your run, huh? And now you're fighting for the U.S. title, or you lost to Logan Paul in Cleveland, whatever it is. Like, you know, where are you at now? You were in the main event. You were fighting for championships. And now you can't even get on the show. Like, he can have that avenue and have this kind of persona where it's like the respecting, too, with The Undertaker. It's like you see that guy walking down the hallway, you're not trying to fuck with him.
Right.
So
I think these are great steps. I think these are steps overall where, hey, you know, because you don't want to waste. All kidding aside, even on my end, you don't want to waste a great talent.
he's young too. What is he? Mid-30s?
Yeah,
early to mid-30s. Like
you don't want to waste a great talent
with Scarlett around too, who has that star power you mentioned as well. It's like Sable if Sable could wrestle and was actually entertaining. It's fun to watch. So I mean, like that's one of the things where
you're not wrong there.
This is a great opportunity. I mean, they're both in the prime of their careers now too. What do you do with them?
With AOP, oh yeah, that's it. Let me do this. With AOP, I'll just mention these guys in particular. I think big dudes. I don't think they've tried with the shoulder pads here for years. They've tried.
They're saddled as a tag team because they're
well, that's fine. Take them shoulder pads off. Take them off. You be the intimidating factors. Go in and handle business in the tag team division.
Maybe they should put spikes on the shoulder pads because no one's done that before.
Ooh, what a rush.
Even Pete got that reference.
So I guess what you're telling me, as I look at this group, you split 2 and you split 3. They'll all be successful.
Also, Ellering is the mouthpiece for AOP. They can be a tag team that's taken seriously.
He
obviously.
needs to talk.
He will because he's gonna have to if he's by himself.
Yeah, he needs to. Even now, even if they don't do any of these steps, he needs to talk.
I thought that was what he was gonna be. He was gonna be their Paul Heyman, and then Kross was gonna pull in like Roman,
right?
And eventually take the mic and talk a little bit too.
Right? Do they not know what he's?
Paul's also getting older too. I don't know, but I mean, it's fine. I mean. Those are the steps I think that could help Mainly Karrion Kross. Just also getting Scarlett on TV wrestling is important.
Scarlett, yeah, I agree with that.
If she wants to, maybe she's openly taking this role. Maybe she doesn't want to wrestle. I don't know. I mean,
If she doesn't want to wrestle, she shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like if you, but sometimes that happens too. I mean, sometimes you embrace the manager, but at some point,
I want to know.
At some point, that runs out. Like Zelina Vega, Zelina can't be a manager forever.
She's got to wrestle.
Got to wrestle.
She wants to wrestle too. But.
Right.
So I want to know how you guys would fix the Final Testament and Karrion Kross. So comment below. Let us know what you think. How do you think our steps played out? Do you think it would work? Would Paul Heyman be crazy to work with Karrion Kross? Let us know. I'm curious.
So there you go. That's our.
And buy a fucking sloth for B.A. Sweetie because it's awesome. My third favorite animal, behind a snow leopard and La Tigre. ¿Por qué? Because
you guys enjoy your weekend. I have no follow-up to that. Enjoy your weekend. We'll do another one of these Let's Fix It series
once
next
a month. Once a month. Yep. Next up, we'll tease it a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna tease it.
He's currently a he's one half of the tag team champions over on SmackDown. At least as of this recording, we'll see what happens in the near future. But we're gonna talk about Austin Theory next.
Now I'm excited because
there's some talent there.
Yeah.
What do we do with Austin Theory? Have to wait till July, but we're gonna talk to you about that. We'll try to fix it.
We're gonna try to fix
like the AC in this building. We're gonna try and fix it.
We're gonna try to fix Vince McMahon's favorite son.
Oh God. We're gonna fix Double A mentioning he who must not be named, the Voldemort of our universe. Go on, say his name. Say it. Who made you the chosen one? Say his name.
Vince McMahon. Vince. But Vince just
Oh, believe me, I had it in the chamber. Like, he was ready to go. Any hooser. Time to go.
You guys have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.